When alternate outfits were announced for Star Rail, I was so confident the first paid one would be for Kafka because she's super popular and is even getting her kit buffed soon. I knew Firefly was more popular, but in combat she's in the Sam suit, so Hoyo would have to make 2 models or otherwise leave half of her entire character lacking. Well, lo and behold, they managed to do it, but the result has some pretty mixed reception so far. Let's discuss, do some direct comparisons to find out if it's really as bad as it seems, and I'll show you a mock-up of the direction they could have gone in instead. Starting with the human form, the sailor school uniform is pretty cute, and it ties into her character's story fairly well, given that her violent purpose for existing and shortened lifespan left her longing for a more normal life, which could very well be explored in these small little events that outfits tend to have. So although her new outfit is quite basic in terms of lacking the crazy amount of fine detail we're generally used to, you could argue that that's what they were going for, even if it comes off as a bit lazy. It is pretty noticeable, however, that her original design kind of already goes for the same vibe, making for a lot of overlap, especially when the color palettes are so similar. The one thing that should really be different though is at least the hair. Although they did slightly alter her hair accessories, the hairstyle and hair color appears to be exactly the same, which is pretty disappointing because even March's free one got extra blue highlights. When Genshin's outfits for 5 stars are known for changing up hairstyles too, it only further makes this one look not as different from her original design as it should. The Sam portion of the outfit though is where most of the criticism stems from, and that's pretty important given that is what you'll see for a majority of the time spent in game. There are some clear differences, with gold trimming and decals to fit that academy vibe, and a bunch of the black areas were filled in with a deeper shade of turquoise or gold, but that's pretty much it. I thought they might have added a little bit more armor in some places, but these are actually also recolors. I think it's neat they were able to make such adjustments, but they're also so subtle that you probably wouldn't even notice them if not for the side-by-sides. If we take a closer look at Sam's model, there are a lot of moving parts that definitely make it more complicated to animate than other characters, which we can see in game with animations such as transitioning between attack and skill, and entering the enhanced state with all the extra effects. For that reason, even though Hoyo definitely has the resources to do so, I think significant model alterations would have been a bit unrealistic to expect. In the same vein, adjustments to the various VFX or animations would have been super cool, but also could have likely resulted in a higher price, since the only Genshin skin to do that ended up being about 47% more expensive. I have seen this Vita skin from Honkai Impact 3rd being brought up because it also has a mech with significant model changes, and while it's not the best one-to-one comparison because of the different monetization models and different amount of animations, yeah, of course they could have done so much more with Sam if they really set out to. It's pretty hard to ignore that Firefly has an assortment of other outfit designs already out there that they could have chosen from. They've never done so in the past, but people really like these designs already. The plug suit I personally think is a bit too lacking in room for extra details, but the Japella Rebellion one would have honestly been perfect. Clearly the devs have a vision in mind with what we got, but a darker color palette would have at least been the much needed differentiator between her classic look and this new one. And for Sam, they could have gone for a way more unique color palette to make it really stand out. In the grand scheme of things, of course, this isn't really a big deal, as you don't have to buy the skin if you don't like it. However, given the context of us being 2 years into the game without alternate outfits, and it taking 4 additional patches to get one for a 5-star after March's was introduced in 3.0, it's not difficult to see why there's plenty of disappointment. For Firefly mains, this is all they're gonna get for possibly forever, so for the players who will inevitably buy it anyway, I think they deserve a little bit more. If you're interested to know why modeling new outfits for characters is so difficult, check out this video where I learned the steps to make them myself. Subscribe for more Star Rail discussion videos, and as always, thanks for watching.